When I did that video on rebrands, I said alternate/third jerseys weren't included. Unsurprisingly, there have been, and currently are, a lot of terrible third jerseys in North American sports. Let's do what the fashion police haven't done and convict these teams of their crimes. And happy Halloween, everyone! Play the spooky intro. Any type of rebrand doesn't count. I made a video on them a few months ago. Logos aren't really judged either, since these are only jerseys and uniforms. And these are only alternate/third jerseys, so primary uniforms like the Creamsicle Buccaneers won't count. I also won't include throwback jerseys like the Canadiens' Barber Pole and the Steelers' Bumblebee stripes, because those are throwbacks. They were made in a time when jerseys weren't as important as they are today. I will include some jerseys that were never used. They're that bad, they have to be talked about. Since this is a long video, I put chapters in the description so you can skip ahead. One last thing, there might be some bias in these choices. Let's begin. At number 20 is the Los Angeles Kings 50th anniversary and gray alternate. This won't be the last time the Kings show up on this list. Originally made to celebrate the Kings 50th anniversary, the Kings brought it back in 2018, but with the primary logo and no shoulder patches. There's just nothing inspiring about this jersey. The gray is bland, the black stripes don't prop it up, and you know I hate this logo. Thank God the Kings got rid of it in 2021 in favor of Gretzky-era nostalgia. At number 19 is the Ottawa Senators and Tampa Bay Lightning Wordmark thirds. What is it with everyone trying to copy the Rangers? Since both of these were released in 2008, I need to ask, who copied who? It's not even like the Wordmarks are the acrostic style that's popular in hockey. The Bolts were bold, and by bold I mean lazy, and made the Wordmark jersey in both blue and black. The Sens were just boring, with too many stripes on the arms and shoulders, and no stripes on the waist. Even if these jerseys had logos, they would still be bad. At number 18 is the New York Giants Century Red. I know I said I wouldn't criticize throwback uniforms. That being said, I can go over jerseys like the Giants Century Red design. To celebrate a century of Giants football, they took multiple elements of Giants uniform history and cooked them up into a concoction of, well, this. It was worn for one game and it was bad. The result of the game is just as bad as the jersey. And no, it isn't supposed to be a Montreal Canadiens copy and paste. What's worse, the jersey or Daniel Jones? At number 17 is the Edmonton Oilers Navy alternate. I used to like this jersey. Why? I have no idea. I don't know what's worse, the fact that I used to like this jersey or that the Oilers wore this at home during the playoffs a few times. That explains why the Oilers didn't go far in those appearances. The stripes are minimal, the logo is just two-toned, and the Oilers already have a blue jersey. Good thing the Oilers retired this jersey. Bring back the gear. At number 16 is the Vancouver Canucks Gradients. Gradients are cool, but when they're used poorly, they look messy. Two wrongs don't make a right, and the Canucks are the perfect example. In 1995, when the NHL launched the third jersey program, the Canucks were one of 5 teams that took part. And it was something. The slanted stripe, the fading stripes on one sleeve, the bright red. They at least got real socks a year later. And it wasn't the last time the Canucks would use a gradient in their jersey. With the change to the Orca, Vancouver designed a third jersey to go with it. And they went back to the gradient well. Seemed good in theory, but the end result was not good. Perhaps it was the conflicting colors that threw it off. Notice how the Canucks got it right with their first reverse retro in 2021. Maybe it's because navy and green look more appealing to most than navy and maroon, but that's just me. At number 15 is the Pittsburgh Pirates red jerseys. Red as a tertiary color is okay for the Pirates. It works as the color for the bandana. It shouldn't, however, be used as a jersey color. The Pirates repeated this mistake. Twice. In 1999, the MLB took the turn ahead the clock promotion from the Seattle Mariners and made it league-wide. I'll talk more about it with a few other teams on this list. But basically, MLB decided to create futuristic jerseys for most MLB teams. The Pirates were part of this, and what they came out with was red. Even though the Pirates did recently unveil a logo with a bit more red, that didn't mean it needed to be a jersey color. The oversized and off-centered logo didn't help. While the Turn Ahead the Clock jersey was a one-night show, red would reappear. In 2007, the Pirates released an alternate jersey with red. And it's not like the design was creative. It looked like someone dumped a bottle of Heinz ketchup on the Pirates' home jersey and said, "Yeah, that looks good." It only lasted 2 seasons before walking the plank into the Allegheny. At number 14 is the Minnesota Wild red jersey. This jersey is technically Norm Green's fault. If he sold the North Stars to someone who would keep the team in Minnesota, we wouldn't have this jersey. Then again, we wouldn't have the Wild logo. But that doesn't excuse the Wild for releasing this monstrosity. Do I hate red jerseys? No. I hate it when a team expands its brand in an eye-blinding way. The Wild released this as a third jersey in their 4th season, and it's an eyesore. For a team whose main color is green, who thought it was a good idea to make the red jersey the main home uniform? The Wild probably took note as most of the time when they made the playoffs, they wore their green alternate jersey at home. The fact that it took a decade to get rid of this jersey is criminal, but the red jerseys were finally laid to rest when Adidas took over and the Wild were given a proper green jersey. At number 13 is the Dallas Mavericks City Edition jersey. City Edition jerseys are hit or miss. The Dallas Mavericks were bold with their City Edition jersey in the 2019-20 season, partnering with local graffiti artist Tex Morton. But, well, it's an artistic eyesore. I like the gradient with the 2 shades of blue, but the bright green is a bit much. It's bold, but also brash. More like belongs in the trash. Ha ha ha. At number 12 is the Miami Dolphins orange jerseys. Who likes oranges? If you ask Miami, that was their alternate jersey. Or jerseys. I get orange as the Dolphins' secondary color, but that doesn't mean it should be a jersey color. In 2003, the Dolphins released an orange jersey that only lasted a few seasons. A few years later, the Dolphins brought the orange jerseys back. And they were still an eyesore. And what could top that, you say? Oh, let me introduce you to Color Rush, aka the orange jersey but with orange pants, socks, and the swimming dolphin. All bad, moving on. At number 11 is the Kansas City Royals gold Turn Ahead the Clock jersey. This isn't the last time one of these Turn Ahead the Clock jerseys will appear in this list. When the Seattle Mariners planned the Turn Ahead the Clock promotion, they chose a game against the Kansas City Royals. The Royals were good sports and played along with the theme. While the Mariners changed their color scheme, the Royals copied the secondary color formula for a special jersey. It's a bright gold just in case you need to see them from space. The other 2 times the Royals went into the future, they stuck with their primary color of royal blue. Both are more easy on the eyes. We'll be right back with the video after this message. Hey you! Do you have an idea for a Penguin Note video and want to submit it in an organized way? Introducing the Penguin Note suggestion box. Now you can submit your ideas for a future video for the channel. And you will get a shout out if I use your idea in a video. Click the link in the description and submit your ideas today. See you there! We now return to the video. At number 10 is the Jacksonville Jaguars Puke Gold, Color Rush jersey. Remember the Color Rush and the secondary color formula? Well, the Jaguars went further and tapped into their tertiary color for their Color Rush jersey. And it is, well, it's what you might want to do after seeing it. To be fair, Jacksonville was a mess at the time. Oh right, they still are, minus 2 fluke playoff appearances. As long as they don't bring back Puke, they'll be fine. At number 9 is the New York Islanders orange jersey, black wordmark, Brooklyn jersey, and navy reverse retro. You want a quadruple whammy? Well, look at what the Islanders have for us. I've already gone over the Fishermen, and those were primary jerseys. First is the orange jersey. Orange is synonymous with the Islanders, so it makes sense that they would make an orange third jersey. But it was bad. The ugly shade of orange, the weird stripes, everything with this jersey is bad. Then came the black alternate. Seems like a good idea, but it looked more like a basketball jersey with long sleeves. There was also the Brooklyn alternate, with its very small stripes, which were just as bad as the sightlines at Barclays Center. And to round out the circus of bad jerseys, we have the Islanders' first reverse retro. This is bad in the case that it is just lazy. In a program meant to be innovative, the Islanders showed next to no effort. According to this prototype, New York considered orange. All 4 of these are bad. Maybe the Islanders should just stay away from third jerseys. At number 8 is the Seattle Seahawks green jerseys. You get the drill. A team wants another jersey, so they use other team colors. Seattle's first attempt looked more like a booger than green. It was bad and only lasted one season. But the Seahawks weren't done with green. As part of the Color Rush program, Seattle brought back green, this time in a brighter neon shade. Unlike most teams who trashed their Color Rush jerseys, the Seahawks kept it, and it's been part of their wardrobe since. At number 7 is the Dallas Stars Mooterus. In theory, the idea made sense. A Dallas Stars jersey with a bull theme based on the Taurus constellation, and some red accents. But when executed, it looked more like this. That's why people call it the Mooterus. Despite fans calling to bring it back, or at least an updated version, the Stars haven't budged. At number 6 is the Buffalo Sabres Yellow alternate. Too many things went wrong with this. I like the captain's patch, but that's about it. You got a yellow jersey. The Sabres should never have a yellow jersey to begin with. But if you look at the back, it's navy? Is that supposed to be a cape? There's also unnecessary gray accents. It's even worse on TV. Buffalo also should never use navy blue again. Royal blue is perfect, and so are the goat heads. At number 5 is the Nashville Predators and Dallas Stars mustard jerseys. Before the Predators used yellow as their primary home jersey, which I think was the best decision, the only yellow the Predators wore as a jersey was the mustard third. Let's talk about it. The realistic looking logo, the square shaped collar, the odd arm stripes. Did I mention the hideous mustard yellow? Since we're talking about mustard, take a look at this mustard gold Stars jersey. They too used a square collar. Must be a mustard yellow thing. Probably a good thing this was never used. At number 4 is the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim Super Duck. Who remembers the 90s? They were a new era for jerseys and uniforms. Sacred and traditional looks were put aside for trendy bright colors and cartoony designs. One example is the Mighty Ducks third jersey, also known as Super Duck. I don't see anything wrong, just that the duck is jumping out of the ice. Looks awesome, but was a bit too trendy, as this jersey didn't even make it through its first season. Super Duck would return as teal and white swap spots in the Ducks Reverse Retro in 2021. At number 3 is the New York, did I say New York? I mean the Mercury Mets. Have you ever tried to predict what the future would look like? MLB tried to do that. Remember the first red Pirates jersey and the Royals gold jersey? That was a league-wide promotion. Major League Baseball used the turn ahead the clock promotion from the Mariners and had most teams partake in it. According to the Mets marketing team, MLB had a basic template for every team. However, the Mets wanted to be bold. Instead of using the boring template, they went with a more cheesy approach. Combining America's pastime with the planet closest to the sun, the Mercury Mets were born. What they were doing was they were acting like the Mets had moved to the planet Mercury, where the self-proclaimed hottest team in the league, hold back your laughter, I'm not done yet, and were flying back to Queens for their only Earth appearance. The jersey was so bad, it's good. It has north-south typography, it has gradients, it's everything you think a team from the hottest planet would have. If the jersey was bad, how about the abomination that was player photos on the video board? The Mercury Mets are something I want to see come back. Admit it, you want the Mercury Mets to make another Earth appearance someday. At number 2 is the Los Angeles Kings Burger King jersey. Have it your way? If your way includes an off-centered logo, 2 different arm stripe sizes, a sash, and gradients. The Los Angeles Kings were one of the 5 teams that kicked off the third jersey program. But where does the Burger King nickname come from? Just look at the logo. Notice the similarity to a creepy, frozen-faced fast food mascot. What's the only good thing from this jersey? It has purple. That's it. They made Gretzky wear this. That is all. Just like last time, let's go over the dishonorable mentions. There are a lot. The Tampa Bay Lightning Storm jersey. I'll give Tampa credit. It was a bold idea. The wave stripes, the lightning bolts. I like the gray shoulders making it look like storm clouds, but it was ahead of its time. People have turned their heads around since. The reverse retro based on this was one of the more liked ones. I'll give it a pass. The Phoenix Coyotes alternates. They were called Phoenix when they wore both of these, so that's why I said Phoenix. For their first alternate, the Phoenix Coyotes released this green jersey, with the coyote head and a desert-inspired waist striping. Keep in mind that the purple Space Coyote is one of the best jerseys in Coyotes history, but the green jersey was big for its time. That doesn't excuse the other alternate jersey. In 2008, with Reebok in charge of NHL jerseys, Phoenix expanded their uniform rotation with this. Unique? Yes. Unnecessary? Also yes. The untraditional waist stripes, the red helmet and pants, and it wasn't the Kachina. Both Detroit Red Wings reverse retros. The point of the reverse retro was to expand the jersey limits and have fun. The Red Wings failed that assignment. Twice. There were some jerseys they could have chosen, but they went with their 1998 jersey, button white with silver stripes, as a nod to the back-to-back Stanley Cup wins in 97 and 98. One problem. It's the Red Wings home jersey, button white and silver. The second time was a bit better, but the red and black Detroit Cougars throwback leaves a lot to be desired. The 2016 Stadium Series is their best jersey yet. Why haven't they brought that back? The Chicago Blackhawks reverse retro. Continuing with the reverse retro. In the Blackhawks' totally not rigged tank for Bedard, they wore this for a handful of games. A lot of bad ideas went into this. Inspired by the 1938 jersey design, the iconic crest was swapped for a text that said Chicago and a whole lot of stripes. That was many stripes and not enough action. At least their upcoming Winter Classic jersey looks decent. Still waiting for an official reveal, Blues and Blackhawks. The Memphis Grizzlies City Edition jersey. I can see what the Grizz were trying to do with an abbreviation-themed city jersey. But if you are someone who doesn't know what abbreviations are or what they stand for, this just seems like a bunch of lines. The St. Louis/Los Angeles Rams yellow jersey. My dad once described these as penalty flags. He's right. Remember, these were the last jerseys that the Rams wore in a home game in St. Louis. Almost like the reverse retro before it was a thing, this jersey took the classic Rams look and swapped it to gold and navy. And they brought it to LA, lasting only a few seasons. Not like the current look is any better. The Washington Wizards bright gold jersey. I don't know what to say, other than why did the Wizards think this was a good idea? Another example of gold looking more like puke. The Sacramento Kings bright gold jersey. From one bad gold jersey to another. What's worse is the thicker stripe on one side compared to the other. No idea why the Kings thought gold was necessary, but this one isn't good as gold. The Milwaukee Brewers wheat/gold jerseys. It's not just basketball and football with ugly gold jerseys. For a few years, the Brewers had a gold jersey that spelled out Cerveceros, which is Brewers in Spanish. Then in 2013, the Brewers translated it back to English with the gold alternate. This looked like someone who had way too many Miller Lights and threw up on a Brewers jersey. The Columbus Blue Jackets alternate and reverse retro. Blue and black are a great color combination. Navy and black, not so much. When the Blue Jackets revealed their first alternate jersey, they revealed this to the public. And it's bad. A navy base with red and white stripes is alright. Stars on the sleeves continuing the patriotic motif even better. But then there's the black shoulders and waist. That was bad. Also hope you like the logo. That became their new logo in 2007. At least black was removed from the jersey. Until 2022, when Columbus brought the design back for their second reverse retro. If you think that's bad, how about an unnecessary lighter shade of blue? Both are just bad. The Florida Panthers navy broken stick and jet blue jersey. Here's my opinion with the Panthers logos. They look great on a red jersey. They look atrocious on a navy jersey. When the Florida Panthers revealed a third jersey in 1998, they gave the Jumping Cat a broken stick, which looks awesome. Only problem is they chose a navy jersey. I mean, they already had a red jersey, so there wasn't much they could choose from. Not like the Panthers would learn. In 2009, Florida released another navy third jersey. This time with almost no trace of red. Some have hypothesized that the Panthers jersey was made with jet blue, who the Panthers partnered with around the time of the jersey's release. But it was not liked and was grounded 3 seasons later. The Toronto Raptors City Edition jersey. How much longer did the Raptors go to the Drake well in terms of City Edition jerseys? For their City Edition jersey last year, the Raptors went back to the Welcome Toronto theme. And yeah, it's another gold jersey. What is this, the 5th or 6th gold jersey that I said looks terrible? Toronto, you aren't excused just because you're my favorite NBA team. Atlanta Thrashers red alternate. I know basketball and football are popular in Atlanta, but that doesn't mean the Thrashers should make a glorified basketball/football jersey with long sleeves. The red also doesn't help. And once again, no front or back waist stripe. I would like to see the Thrashers return. Just use these jerseys and keep the same name and logo. Don't change anything. At number 1, even though this jersey wasn't worn in a game, the St. Louis Blues trumpet jersey. The story is that Mike Keenan single-handedly said no to this jersey in the locker room and refused to let the Blues wear it. However, that theory has been debunked, even though it's believed to be fact. Just listen to these clips from Nostalgizer's video on the topic.
The story that's been shared as common knowledge for the last decade or longer is that Keenan walked into the Blues locker room, saw the jerseys, blew up, and said that no team of his would ever wear something so hideous, and the entire set of jerseys was quickly changed. In October, St. Louis announced that they would be unveiling an alternate jersey. In December, Mike Keenan and Jack Quinn are both fired. In January, a new report comes out omitting St. Louis from the list. This means Keenan could not have had that pregame blow-up in the locker room. Custom Crafted, based in Massachusetts, did jersey customization for several NHL teams during the 1990s. Long story short, team receives blank jerseys from the manufacturer, team sends them to another place along with copies of the roster to have all names and numbers added. Other place sends them back to team issues them to players to wear on the ice. Custom Crafted did names and numbers for Boston, Hartford, New Jersey, and St. Louis. Therefore, if anyone knows how far this process actually went, it's Custom Crafted. Custom Crafted's response can be summed up briefly: no jerseys were ever produced. In other words, there is no way Mike Keenan rejected the jerseys. According to Custom Crafted, the jerseys even lacked a spec sheet, which involves what the uniforms would look like on ice and all graphics. No fonts were ever made for the jersey. Was Mike Keenan the one who squashed the jersey? It's likely he never even saw it. But what about the screenshot that started it all? This, and many other seen Blues prototypes, come from a book called Note by Note, which celebrated the Blues' 35th anniversary and was published in 2002, written by Jim Woodcock. The book is the source of the Keenan story. The giveaway that the story might not be true is that the date is listed as spring 1996. As we've already established, the jersey was to be worn in 1996-97, meaning one of a few things. It's entirely likely that Woodcock either got the date wrong. It's also likely that the date is for when the jersey was originally pitched. Either case still means Keenan didn't have a screaming decathlon in the Blues locker room, as the jerseys were never mass produced.
I'll reiterate. The main reason the Blues never wore this jersey was it never made it past prototype stage. There was no template showing what the jerseys would look like on the ice, and there was no official name and number template for the back. Those jerseys floating around eBay with Brett Hull and Wayne Gretzky's names and numbers spelled out in a music note font may or may not be true. The only way Mike Keenan could have rejected this jersey is if he had been part of the design process in spring of 1996 and put his foot down there. But that doesn't explain the report in October. Also, consider that Mike Keenan was a very volatile person as head coach and GM. Keenan once complained about the size of the visiting bench in Detroit one time, so something as abnormal as refusing to let his team wear a jersey seems vague and wouldn't fly under the radar. In today's world of merchandise marketing, this would never happen. With how much of a business alternate and special event jerseys are, the chance that the head coach single-handedly making a decision to prevent the use of a jersey would never happen. Now if you ask my opinion, I think this jersey is awesome. Sue me. One last thing. No one has ever asked Keenan if he did veto the jersey. There's a good chance he never knew it existed. We've seen all these jerseys. What can we learn from this? Alternate jerseys are fun, but not when they stretch all forms of good uniform design. Let me know in the comments what is your least favorite alternate/third jersey in sports. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, like, subscribe, and ring the bell. Today's shoutout goes to Hockey Designs LA. Follow them on Instagram for jersey concepts. Be sure to also submit your ideas in the suggestion box. I'll see you in the next video.